There is a freedom not often spoken of. Not the freedom of having no responsibilities. Not the freedom of running away from pain. But a deeper, quieter freedom. The kind that comes when we stop fighting our emotions. When we surrender. Not in defeat, but in truth. Not in weakness, but in wisdom. This is the freedom found in emotional surrender. And it is one of the most profound insights in the teachings of the Buddha. 1. We are taught to fight our emotions. From a young age, many of us were taught that emotions must be controlled. Cried too much, be strong. Felt too anxious, calm down. Anger, let it go. Sadness, get over it. Even joy was sometimes too loud for the world around us. So we learned to suppress, to distract, to deny what we feel in favor of what we should feel. But what happens to emotions we push away? They don't disappear. They become tension in the body, restlessness in the heart, shadows in the mind. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from craving and aversion, and emotional avoidance is a form of aversion. We're trying not to feel, not to be, but the cost is high. Because when we numb one emotion, we numb them all. 2. What emotional surrender really means. Emotional surrender is not giving up. It's not collapsing into hopelessness. It is the art of turning toward our emotions with gentle attention. It is the willingness to feel fully, without judgment, without story, without resistance. It means allowing sadness to wash through you like rain through the trees. Letting anger rise and fall like a wave that knows how to return to the ocean. Feeling fear without trying to fix it, run from it, or suppress it. Surrender means, I am here. With this. Now. It is presence. 3. Why resistance deepens suffering. In Buddhism, the second arrow metaphor offers profound clarity. When life hits us with pain, that's the first arrow, inevitable. But the second arrow is how we react to it. We resist. We judge. We cling. We build stories around the pain, turning it into suffering. I shouldn't feel this way. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just be happy? These are the second arrows, and they pierce deeper than the first. Surrender removes the second arrow. It allows us to feel pain without adding suffering. It replaces resistance with compassion. For the power of simply feeling. The Buddha did not teach us to be emotionless. He taught us to be free. And that freedom begins by learning how to sit with our emotions without becoming them. To say, I feel grief, and that's okay. There is anger in me, and I see it. This fear is strong, but I can hold it. When we simply feel, without the need to fix, justify, or judge, something remarkable happens. The emotion moves. It breathes. It softens. Because we've made space for it. Just like clouds passing across a vast sky. Emotions are temporary. But the sky, your awareness, remains. 5. Freedom is in the letting go. Letting go is not about getting rid of anything. It is about releasing our grip. Our grip on expectations. On control. On how we think we should feel. Surrender means no longer needing life, or yourself, to be perfect. It means letting life be as it is. Letting you be as you are. In that surrender, something opens. A softness. A peace. A freedom not dependent on circumstance, but on perspective. You don't need to change your emotions. Only your relationship with them. 6. The heart becomes spacious. When we surrender emotionally, the heart becomes more spacious. There is more room for compassion. For ourselves and for others. Because we know what it means to feel pain. We no longer judge others for their emotions. We hold space for their anger, their grief, their joy, just as we've learned to hold our own. This is true compassion, to sit with suffering, yours or another's, without needing to fix it, to simply be present, fully, with love. This is the heart of the Bodhisattva. 7. Mindfulness as the pathway. Mindfulness is the ground of emotional surrender. Without awareness, we're swept away by emotion. With awareness, we become the witness. We observe. We breathe. We create space. When sadness arises, mindfulness says, "Here is sadness." Not, "I am sad." When anger arises, it says, "This is anger." Not, "I am an angry person." Mindfulness creates distance, not detachment, but clarity. And in that clarity, we find the courage to surrender. The courage to be with what is. 8. The courage to feel. Surrender is an act of bravery. To feel is to be vulnerable. To open to the storm of emotion is to risk being overwhelmed. But the Buddha reminds us, nothing arises without also passing away. All things are impermanent. Even the deepest sorrow, even the most gripping fear. If you can sit with it, breathe with it, and trust its impermanence, you will not drown. You will transform. The pain becomes your teacher. The emotion becomes your guide. 9. The illusion of control. Much of our suffering stems from the illusion of control. We try to control how we feel, how others feel, how life unfolds. But the more we grip, the more life slips through our fingers. Surrender breaks the illusion. It invites us to stop trying to control the river and instead learn how to float, to trust, to allow the flow of life to carry us, to be present with each bend, each rapid, each still pool. This is not passivity. It is deep engagement with reality as it is. 10. Emotional surrender and liberation. In the Buddhist path, liberation is freedom from suffering. Not the end of pain, but the end of clinging, the end of aversion. Emotional surrender is a doorway to that liberation. Because when we stop resisting what we feel, we begin to taste peace. Not because the emotion is gone, but because we're no longer afraid of it. We are no longer enslaved by the mind stories. We are free. 11. A practice for emotional surrender. Here is a simple practice you can try. When emotion arises, pause. Don't distract. Don't react. Just pause. Breathe. Let your breath be slow and gentle. Name it. This is sadness. This is fear. This is joy. Feel it. Notice where it lives in the body. Don't force it away. Welcome it with curiosity, not judgment. Let it be. Watch it. Observe how it shifts, moves, fades, or deepens. Over time, you may notice something subtle. The emotion no longer controls you. You're no longer running from it. You are simply present. And in presence, there is freedom. 12. A final story. A monk once asked the Buddha, "How do I find peace?" The Buddha said, "Remove the I, for it is ego. Remove the want, for it is craving. All that remains is peace." Surrender is removing the I that demands to be in control. It is releasing the want that things be other than they are. And what remains is peace. Not loud, not dramatic, but still, enduring, free. So the next time your heart is heavy, the next time your mind swirls with feeling, remember, you do not need to fight. You do not need to flee. You can surrender. You can feel. And in that surrender, you'll find a softness, a strength, a sacred silence within you. This is the hidden meaning of freedom. This is the path of the Buddha. This is emotional surrender.